Did everyone hear Takora? Yeah. This dispersion of any people from their original homeland. So basically, this is the spread of a population across different lands, right? So when Africans were taken, and I believe they may be live. So here we go. So if you see this right here, it shows you where, so I was saying West Africa, they went into the West Indies, they went into South America from the west, from the east, they went over to like, I guess it's like the Middle East, above towards the Mediterranean Sea. So depending where they were positioned in Africa, and there's a map over there that you might see a little better, people were spread all over, right? So when I was younger, I did an African dance group, and we called the Children of Diaspora. So all you guys will be considered children of diaspora. You guys are descendants of people from Africa that were brought to new lands, but your original land was Africa, right? So that's the definition of diaspora. And then will someone read number 3? And tell me what you put down. Number 3. Homework, how about you read that?
Well, do we write the following part?
Mm-hmm.
We write the following definition of diaspora in your own. You said diaspora? Diaspora in your own words. If you are unsure about any of the words in the definition, look them up.
So I kind of gave you several examples of what a diaspora is. So someone put in their own words? Say it louder. Dislocation of people from their homeland. Everybody get that? The dislocation of people from their homeland. So people being taken from their homeland and brought to new areas, right? Wait. And the definition's up there, so just put it in your own words. And then, yes.
So this means, this is like only by force, like this is not people leaving by will.
In this context, we're talking about as far as force, but that's a good question. So, yeah, I guess it's, these people were forced. But if people voluntarily leave, that's more of a migration, right? All right, so number 4, will someone read the bonus? And this bonus is going to go into our activity. So will someone need to read number 4? And this is pretty straightforward. Just give me a word that, when you think about reliable, dependable. Something else? Trustworthy, trusted, right? All right, guys, so let's move over to the back of your to-do now. There's some questions, and then there are some documents we're going to go over, right? And I really enjoy this activity. It's called sourcing, and I'm going to just tell you real quick. So, Homer, yesterday you and I were talking, and you were saying, what's the point of history? You know, you were saying, you know, you're not going to need it. Well, here's one point. So, this is the social studies course, this is the history course, right? In life, you guys, even with current events, then you want to talk about current events. Whenever you are given information or you're looking at a document, that's a source. You should always, back to reliable, question, is this source reliable, right? So the strategy we're doing today is called sourcing. Ms. Clouds mentioned to me that you guys really didn't do it at all last semester, so I told her that before we went into it, I just wanted to tell you, this is what we're doing, right? A lot of times it's good for you to know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Sourcing is used to look at, so if I give you 3 documents and I say, figure out who wrote this, why they wrote it, how do they benefit, why, you know, consider their story. The same way you guys might talk in everyday language, if someone comes to you with negative information and they're a gossiper, you're going to consider them as a source, right? You're going to think about, are you trustworthy, right? So think like that along the line as far as sourcing, right? So sourcing is a strategy that teachers use, historians use. When they take documents, they inquire, they question where it's coming from and what it means. So that's basically what we're going to do with these documents today. We're going to do it together. We're going to do like a think, pair, share. So we're going to think about it. You're going to read some things. You're going to talk to your peers, and then we're going to discuss it, right? So going into the first document, everyone should have document A in front of you, and it's above it says the middle passage, and I think you had a question about the middle passage, so we're going into that now. Will someone read the top of document A, the excerpt? You guys should have picked that up. Did you not pick it up? No, it didn't. All right, I'm passing. with everything I just talked to you about sourcing, and we just talked about reliable, with the question, we'll do this one together. Where was this textbook written? Who did they say wrote this textbook? Did anyone catch that? Who? Portuguese, right? And with the information you just gained, the knowledge you just gained, what do we know about Portuguese? Who were they? They were slave traders, right? So they played a role in getting the slaves, right? And sending them over, right? And so this document, A, comes from the Portuguese. And this document, I believe, was written in 1994. So now they're telling this story hundreds of years later, right? So now we need to consider them, as we take the information, we need to consider if they're reliable or not, right? So we're going to go ahead and I'm calling a few people. And this is the one that we're going to read together. The next you guys are going to read individually. So go ahead. Will someone take that first paragraph? Actually, someone read the whole thing. One person, ladies. One person read. Huh? Hey. What happened? Oh. What? Does someone want to volunteer or just be called on? I will read, but I want someone to read it first. We're going to read it as a group, or do y'all want to read it individually?
No.
Okay. So will someone volunteer? So why don't you volunteer to read for me?
Oh, wow.
You going to read it?
I'll read the first one.
She'll read it, and then maybe you can help us at the next. Go ahead. Let's go. Is it? Guys, someone has volunteered to read. Please be quiet. The first paragraph. No, we're ready.
The development of the slave trade became a part of the process of settling the American continent. In comparison with Indian slaves, the blacks had a better physical capacity and resisted better to the climate. Two important factors to justify the success waves of slaves that left Africa towards America.
You want to take the next paragraph? I'll take it. You take it one after me. The time between the moment the slaves were bought and when they arrived at the port was very dangerous, not only for the European traders, but for the slaves as well. Revolts and disturbances occurred frequently. Crossing the Atlantic was extremely difficult for slaves. First, there was not enough room in the boats. They suffered from heat, thirst, and a lack of hygiene. Even the whites had difficulty with these things. Guys, as you're reading this, notate things I point out to you as we relate to sources, what they're saying. At the time, the European states did not recognize the negative consequences of these massive migrations, underlying migration. That's important. On the other hand, a new diverse cultural situation originated on the American continent that resulted from the multiplicity of mixed races and cultures. Brazil became the most expressive model of the process carried out by the Portuguese as it melted Indian, white, and black in a complex mix of ethnicities and cultures. So, just in that second paragraph alone, something that stuck out to me when I looked at this, and hopefully stuck out to you, you gotta move along, you got a few documents to do, was, you didn't get what? Was migration, right? What does the word migration mean? To move, right? Right? So, were the slaves voluntarily moving?
No.
Okay. So underline that and think about that. Why would they use migration in this document to explain the middle passage? Go ahead.
Because the creators of the textbook didn't want to make it seem like it was as bad and as vicious and mean as it really was.
Awesome. I hope everybody caught that, right?